Because I'm being joined by a defense expert, Major Mohammed Ali Shah, and my first question to you is going to be that there have been these two crucial words that had been utilized in the last 5 statements that had been issued by India and China. Every single time there has been a co-commander level talk or a military level talk or a diplomatic level talk or a talk that has been held between the two defense ministers in the past few weeks, or when it comes to the foreign affairs ministers in the past few weeks. Disengagement and de-escalation. Should we read into the absence of these two words, and how does it go ahead and spell out the Chinese intention towards the Indian side and the line of actual control?
Great. Very well. You know, my quick analysis on this is very simple. I'll give you 3 points. Clear cut, crisp. First one, sole takeaways agreement not to send more troops to the front, which is very, very significant, yes. Second, the statement speaks of stabilizing situation as an acknowledgement of how unstable things are. Thirdly, avoid misunderstandings, judgments. Important is easily this could have happened without, talks. We don't have to wait for a situation to arise, because if you look in the background of China, 4 July 1940 at Shimla Pact, which China refuses to acknowledge repeatedly. We can have n number of talks with China, we can have de-escalation, we can have anything. But the bottom line comes to where, unless and until it is not put in paper on files, the agreement between Indo-China, there will be a dispute there. That's why we should avoid the misunderstandings.
Right, but Major Mohammed Ali Shah, let's also dissect what has been happening in the last several weeks, especially what happened in the end of August, while there were talks that had been happening at the defense minister level, at the external affairs minister level. There were statements after statements that had been pushed forth by China. Now, whatever China says and whatever China does are two separate things. That is what India should be extremely wary about. And when they also went about and talked about the 1993 agreements, the 1996 agreements that had been signed between India and China, and previously as well, the Panchsheel agreement that had been signed, our side, the Indian side, had gone ahead and categorically said that these stand null and void until and unless there is going to be disengagement and there is going to be de-escalation by the Chinese troops along the line of actual control. None of the two things have happened. So how do we go ahead and further analyze the Chinese agenda, the PLA agenda along the line of actual control, and what exactly should we be doing?
That is very clear now. They have become very predictable, very, very predictable. Their philosophy is very simple. As Sun Tzu wrote in The Art of War, chapter 3, paragraph 4, line 2, the acme of a military general is to win wars without fighting. That is exactly what China is trying to do. You look at what's happening around the world, biological warfare. You look on 18th June in Australia, there was an attack on the cyber servers in Australia. Their Prime Minister, Mr. Morrison, was very, very magnanimous, not to mention which nation did that, but the whole world knows that China had done that. Psychological warfare. On 23rd March, the Russian news agencies report that the entire 4 million population of Russia, which is on the of two pandemic continents, Asia and Europe, they had only 367 cases of COVID-19. Can you believe that? No, you can't beat that. 30th March, Russian agencies also reported an Arabic version of the Russian Today. Russia Al-Yom reported that America is trying to centralize the world economy. They also had an opinion piece on NATO, on North Atlantic Treaty Organization. But a week later, on 7th of, I'll tell you a date, 7th of, anyhow, a week later, their Russian mayor, Sergei, reported that the initial reporting was all wrong and they were misguided. So they are trying to play psychological warfare, biological warfare, cyber warfare, intelligence warfare. They are putting spies, they are spying on us.
You're absolutely bang on when you talk